Hello, everybody. I'm Elder Shorron Vinson, and I'd like to welcome you to It's My Lifestyle. It's my new YouTube channel here. I'm a part of the YouTube family, and I'm asking you to come along with me. Please subscribe. Tell somebody about the new channel here on YouTube. It's called It's My Lifestyle, and we'll be able to share a lot of things with you. Hopefully, an encouraging word. I pray that I can inspire somebody somewhere in some fashion or another. I know that God has allowed me this opportunity, and I look forward to sharing it with you. Today, I'd like to share a little bit about joy. Now, I know nobody skips and hops and leaps up and down every day. Some people seem to have it all together, and that's wonderful. And some people just seem to have a pleasant, joyous spirit by nature. Then for some of us, it's more of a push. It's more deliberate. You have to maybe work at that part of your spirit to be a little more, little happier as you go along your day. Well, all of us are a little bit different, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's the way God made us. And I just want to thank God for all of our differences. We're not the same. But the one thing that He gave us an opportunity to have His joy. Regardless, now you're going to go through situations. We're going to have things that upset us, that rock our world, that really just absolutely knock us off of our axis. It just seems like there are things that are devastating and troublesome that happen in our lives, and there's no doubt about it. But do you know, even in the middle of the turmoil, even in the middle of the pain, in the middle of that agony, God has found some way or another for you to find His joy. And I know somebody is saying, yeah, right. Show me, tell me. It is so true that joy is not predicated on the circumstance. It is not predicated on the time of day or the situation or the person. It's not case by case. Do you know, whatever it is you're going through, if you find your way, you'll get to the joy. Oh, yes, it is. It is your strength. And why would the Lord allow you to go through such agony or such situations in your life, allow these times to happen, if He did not provide something for you to be strengthened, some way for you to find strength? Well, that's the key. His joy is your strength. And I know that we've all had situations that happen to us. And initially, no, we did not feel the joy. Not at all. Might have been crying, hurt to the very bone. I mean, where your actual bones seem like they ache because you are in such hurt or pain. And it is not a good feeling. But I'm here to tell you, if you search the scripture, if you just begin to find, sometimes God will give you a song, a little piece of a song. I remember going through a couple of years ago, and I just kept playing the song over and over and over. I still believe. I still believe. I just kept playing it over and over. I still believe, because I needed that at that time. Or another song God gave me, He just kept showing me how He's the King of Kings, and He's the true and living God. And I just kept playing it over and over and over. And sometime that's the way you find your way to the joy. He's going to give you a word or a song or a message from someone who's ministering the word, or a prophecy. He's going to give you something to be able to hold on to in the middle of the storm. And I'm here to tell you, that's the way God operates. He's not going to give you sorrow without giving you joy. He's not going to give you a midnight without giving you a joy in the morning. He's going to give you something to hold on to. Weeping may endure for a night. Your joy is coming in the morning, but you have to make sure you pursue God's joy. Don't sit there and let the enemy just let you just rock you and just make you just wallow in it. And you know that song Yesterday that Mary Mary sings? I heard someone disputing that song. Say, how in the world they can say that you could cry your last tear yesterday? Oh, you got some more crying days. That is so true. We have more crying days. But there comes a point in the trial or the situation that you're going through that you can come to the realization, I've cried enough about this. This is my last day crying about this. You could tell when it's gone on too long. And you realize you get a hold of yourself. You come to yourself and say, wait a minute. God's got more for me than this. This is not my end. This is not the end of the road for me. God's got greater things for me. And I'm here to encourage you. Pursue God's joy. His joy is your strength. He didn't want you to have a piece of joy. He said, I want you to have joy in its fullness, unspeakable joy. His joy is real. See, happiness is predicated on all the good things that are happening. As long as money's rolling in, or as long as promotions are rolling in, or as long as good news is coming over the telephone, or somebody's got something great to tell you. But there comes some times nobody's saying anything good. No, it seemed like bad news kept coming after another bad news, just like Job. Job had bad news coming before one could end, here come another. Before that one could end, here come another. His children were dead. His cattle was dead. Everything just kept happening over and over. And then his body was racked with pain and boils. And it just seemed like it just kept going. And then his wife flew the coop. She went crazy and said, curse God and die and all of this. But Job hung in there with the Lord. He hung in there with the Lord. He said, though he slay me, yet I'll trust him. And there comes a time you just got to trust God and believe, hold on to his joy. Don't get depleted in the joy department. Just ask God, just give me more joy so I can be strengthened through this situation. Oh, I know he will. He always does what he says he'll do. And I believe that for you. And I just thank God for what he's doing in your life. And you look up, weeping. It may endure for a night, but God's joy comes in the morning every time. Morning might not be a.m. Morning could be p.m., but his joy is coming. Don't doubt it. I look for great things for you, and I just want you to go rejoicing because God has already worked it out on your behalf. Take care until the next time. I'll see you soon.